Today we start the sixth chapter, vector algebra. We already studied vector algebra in our 11th standard and we studied up to products of vectors in our 11th standard class. So today we are going to start only from the product of vectors. We know there are two types of products in our vector product. So when I go for product of two vectors, there are two types of products. One is scalar product and another one is vector product. We studied all these things in our 11th standard itself. So first we should go for scalar product. When I multiply two vectors and if I get a scalar as the answer, then we say that one as a scalar multiplication or scalar product. For example, suppose if I take two vectors A and B, if I find the dot product between these two, dot product means we know scalar product. Suppose if OA is a vector, A vector, and OB is another vector, B vector, and if this is the angle theta made by A vector with B vector, then A dot B is defined as, or definition, modulus of A, modulus of B into cos theta. So this is the definition of scalar product. See, modulus of A is ordinary number, modulus of B is another number, cos theta angle value will be a number, so it ends in a numerical value. So it ends in a scalar, therefore it is called a scalar product. Since we use this symbol, so we say it as a dot product. The result is a scalar. Hence, it is called a scalar product. Scalar product or dot product. So we say this is a dot product or scalar product which is defined as A dot B is modulus of A into modulus of B into cos theta. Here remember the theta is the angle made by A vector with B vector, and that one is the positive direction. So this we must know. Second one, suppose if A vector is given as A19 plus A2j plus A3k and B vector is defined as B19 plus B2j plus B3k vector, then we say the vectors are given in terms of components. Ijk unit vector, that is I vector is the unit vector along x axis, j vector is the unit vector along y axis, and k vector is the unit vector along z axis. Then we say this vector is expressed as a component form. So if A vector is in component form and B vector is in component form, then we know A dot B is multiply I and I, it is 1. 1 into A1 B1, A2 B2, then A3 B3. So dot product, if it is the vectors are new to us or if vectors are not given in component form, then it is modulus of A, modulus of B cos theta. If vectors are given in component form, then A dot B is A1 B2, that is I, coefficients of I must be multiplied, coefficients of J must be multiplied, coefficients of K must be multiplied, and then their sum must be taken. This is, then we know dot product is commutative. A dot B can be written as B dot K. So these are things we studied already in our 11th standard. Just for recapping, we are giving all these things. The most important is if A vector is perpendicular to B vector, if and only if, so A vector is perpendicular to B vector, then A dot B equal to 0. So either if A and B are perpendicular, dot product is 0, or if dot product is 0, then the vectors are perpendicular. Then fifth one, A plus B the whole square can be written as A square plus B square plus 2 into A dot B. This A square can be written as modulus of A square, modulus of B square, 2 into A dot B, or simply A square square plus 2 into A dot B. That is in square we can put the arrow at this arrow notation, or we can put the modulus with the arrow notation, or just A square B square A dot B. Therefore automatically what is A minus B the whole square then? It is A square plus B square minus 2 into A dot B. And similarly, if it is A square minus B square, then it is A vector plus B vector dot A vector minus B vector. Then, so these are things we must know, or we must be studied in our 11th standard. So these are things that we have to have as a recap when we go for 12th standard or 12th standard. So in 12th standard we need all these things as our basic ideas. Now we should go for problems. I will do all the problems involving dot product first, then we shall go for cross product or vector product. Example, application dot products in trigonometry. Applications are dot product. Example 6.1. With the usual notations. In any triangle ABC, prove by vector method. A vector A square equal to B square plus C square minus 2 BC cos A, or second one, B square equal to C square plus A square minus 2 CA or CA cos B, or C square equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C, and this is known as cosine formula. This is called cosine formula. So using vectors I must prove A square equal to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos C. It's enough to prove either any one, and we can prove the remaining as usual. So let me take a triangle. This is A, B, C. Let me take this vector as A vector, and this vector as B vector, and this vector as C vector. So let BC vector equal to A vector, CA vector equal to B vector, the proof, and AB vector as C vector in triangle ABC. Now we know that AB vector plus BC vector plus CA vector, sum of the size vectors is always 0 vector. Shall I substitute AB vector as C vector plus BC vector as A vector plus B vector equal to 0, then A vector is minus B vector minus C vector. Now let me square on both sides. Squaring implies A square equal to, is it minus B minus C the whole square? It is A square. This is A plus B the whole square only, since both are minus sign. So B square plus C square plus 2B dot C. So shall I write this one as A square equal to B square plus C square plus 2. B dot C means modulus of B, modulus of C, angle made by B with C. When angle made by B with C means this is A, so this one will be 180 minus A from the diagram. So it is cos pi minus A. So it is A square equal to B square plus C square plus 2 BC. 180 minus theta minus cos A. Even no change, second quadrant cos is minus. So it is A square equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos a. Similarly, we proved the first one, isn't it? Similarly, I can prove second and third can be proved. So this is the cosine formula. So we can prove the cosine formula using vectors by taking a vector equal a plus b plus c vector equal to 0 using the triangle property. Now we shall go for next example. Example 6.2. Prove by vectors in a triangle ABC. A equal to B cos C plus C cos B. Second one, B equal to C cos A plus A cos C. Third one, C equal to A cos B plus B cos A. And this is known as projection formula. A similar proof, we shall take one triangle. Same thing I am taking. Let me take ABC as a triangle such that BC vector is A vector, CA vector is B vector, and AB vector is C vector. So prove. Here also I am going to prove only one, and we shall say remaining things can be proved similarly. So let BC vector equal to A vector, CA vector equal to B vector, and AB vector equal to C vector in triangle ABC. We know that AB vector plus BC vector plus CA vector equal to 0. So AB vector is C vector, BC vector is A vector plus B vector equal to 0 vector. So A vector as usual it is minus B vector minus C vector. Now what I am doing, let me take dot product of A vector on both sides. That is A vector dot A vector equal to minus B minus C dot A vector. Then this is A square, and we can write this one as minus B dot A minus C dot A. Then it is A square equal to minus, let me take out for both things, modulus of B dot A is modulus of B modulus of A cos angle made by B vector with A vector. So it is pi minus C. Cos pi minus C minus. So this is modulus of C vector modulus of A vector angle made by C vector with A vector. So it must be pi minus B. So we can write this as A square is minus of B A cos or minus cos C. 180 minus theta we know. Similarly minus of C A. This is cos pi minus B. So it is minus cos B. So when I take the minus sign inside, everything will become plus. So my plus AB cos C plus CA or AC cos B. If I divide by A, then A equal to B cos C plus C cos B. Similarly, second and third can be proved. So this is projection formula proof, and we can prove this one using vector and by the concept of dot product. Example 6.3. Very important 5-mark question. Prove by vectors cos alpha minus beta equal to cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. I have to prove this one using vectors concept. Let me take a circle and let me take that circle, the name as unit circle. Unit circle means radius is 1 unit. So let P be a point on the unit circle. Remember OP is 1. Then let me take Q as another point cos alpha minus beta. So let me take Q here. Then OQ is also 1 unit. In such a way, this is x-axis, angle between XOP as alpha, angle between XOQ as beta, then angle between P and Q will be alpha minus beta. Let me draw one PM perpendicular to x-axis and QN perpendicular to x-axis. So we shall write out this things. Let P and Q be any two points, but I have taken both the points in the first quadrant, any two points on a unit circle with the center O. Let angle XOP equal to alpha and angle XOQ equal to beta. Therefore, angle POQ be alpha minus beta. Since I need alpha minus beta, I am taking P and Q both to be in the first quadrant. Now, let me give a definition here. Draw PM and QN perpendicular to x-axis. Now, if I take a right triangle, in right triangle OPM, this first one, the angle involved is alpha. So if I say cos alpha, then this is OM by OP, isn't it? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. That is cos alpha is OM is along x-axis, so some x. And OP we know the radius and it is unit circle, so it is 1. Therefore, x equal to cos alpha. Similarly, sin alpha will be opposite side by adjacent. Opposite side is MP along y-axis and OP is the hypotenuse. So sin alpha is MP is along y-axis, so some y by 1 because of unit circle. So 1 equal to sin alpha. Therefore, I can write OP vector as OM vector plus MP vector, and therefore OP vector can be written as OM can be XI vector, isn't it? And then, so shall I write OM as XI vector and MP as YJ vector. OM is a vector along x-axis, so some x with I vector. MP is along y-axis, so y with the unit vector j vector. So OP vector instead of x, shall I write cos alpha into I vector, and this is sin alpha into j vector. So the same case, similarly, I can write OQ vector as, there the angle involved is beta, so cos beta I plus sin beta j. From this, if I find OP vector dot OQ vector, then it is cos alpha I plus sin alpha j dot cos beta I plus sin beta j. Then the dot product is cos alpha and cos alpha, because I into I only can be multiplied, cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. Let me keep this one as one. What is this? OP vector dot OQ vector. But by definition of dot product, we know OP vector dot OQ vector is modulus of OP modulus of OQ cos angle between P and Q is alpha minus beta. So it is OP vector dot OQ vector. We know OP is the radius which is kept as 1 unit. So 1 into cos alpha minus beta. Therefore, OP dot OQ is equal to cos alpha minus beta. This is 2. So comparing 1 and 2, 1 is also OP dot OQ, 2 is also OP dot OQ. Therefore, 1 and 2 are equal. So 1 and 2 implies cos alpha minus beta equal to cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. So in order to get alpha minus beta, we must take both P and Q to be in first quadrant. So this is an important problem. And we are proving cos alpha minus beta as cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta using vectors. Now, next problem. As we are doing only the scalar product problem, we should go for next example as example 6.6. If D is the midpoint of the side BC of a triangle ABC, show by vectors modulus of AB vector the whole square modulus of AC vector the whole square equal to 2 into modulus of AD square plus modulus of BD square. And this theorem is called Arrhenius theorem, Apollonius theorem. Apollonius that is, a triangle is given ABC, D is the midpoint of BC, then AB vector plus AC vector equal to AD square plus BD square twice of. So what I am going to do is, I am going to find out AD vector and BD vector, it will come automatically. So, proof. Given D is the midpoint of BC. Before that, let me take that A be the origin. I am going to use the Poisson vector concept. Then we know AD vector equal to, since D is the midpoint, AD vector equal to AB vector plus AC vector by 2. Normally Poisson vector D is Poisson vector B plus Poisson vector C by 2, the midpoint formula. But I am taking A as the origin, so it is AD vector is AB vector plus AC vector by 2. So this is AD vector. Similarly, let me find BD now. As I need AD square, shall we find AD square now? AD square means AB plus AC by 2 dot AB plus AC by 2. Therefore, modulus of AD square, as they are writing modulus of AD square, we shall also write modulus of. So it is 1 by 4 into, is it not A plus B the whole square? So it is AB square plus AC square plus 2 into AB dot AC. This is AD square. We shall keep this one as 1. Now, we are in need of AD square plus BD square, isn't it? So I am having AD square in my hand. So let me go for BD square. See, in triangle ABD, shall I write AB vector plus BD vector equal to AD vector? From this, what is BD vector? It is AD vector minus AB vector, isn't it? So, straightly, therefore, BD vector equal to AD vector minus AB vector. AD vector we have already, so it is AB vector plus AC vector by 2 minus AB vector. So if I take LCM, it is AB plus AC minus 2AB by 2. So I can write this one as AC vector minus AB vector by 2. This is BD vector now. Now we are in need of BD square. Therefore BD square equal to AC minus AB by 2 dot AC minus AB by 2. So when we go for product, it is BD square equal to 1 by 4 can be taken out. Is it not of the form A minus B the whole square? So AC square plus AB square minus 2 AC dot AB. So as per the problem, so it is BD square equal to 1 by 4 into modulus of AC square. In square I can put modulus or I can even omit modulus, but in the dot product we cannot do anything. So AC dot AB. Now we shall add 1 and 2. So we shall keep this one as 1 and we kept already that one as 1, so this one as 2. Therefore 1 plus 2 implies AD square plus BD square equal to 1 by 4 is common. What is that? AB square modulus plus AC square plus 2 AB dot AC plus AC square plus AB square minus 2 AC dot AB. Whether it is AB dot AC or AC dot AB, both are equal. This is plus 2AB and this is minus 2AB, so these two are cancelled. So it is AD square plus BD square equal to 1 by 4 into, is it 2AB square plus 2AC square, 2 into AB square plus AC square. So 2 and 4 cancels 2 times. 2 is cross multiplied here. 2 into modulus of AD square modulus of BD square equal to AB square plus AC square. So we proved that Apollonius theorem. Hence the theorem is proved, and this is an important concept of the median, and we proved using vectors. Now example 6.7. Prove by vector method that the perpendiculars altitudes of a triangle from the vertices to the opposite sides are concurrent. That is, you have to prove if ABC is a triangle and if AD is an altitude, note that D is not the midpoint, AD is a perpendicular, just the perpendicular, that is AD is an altitude. Similarly, BE is an altitude and CF is an altitude, and all pass through the point G. That we have to prove. Have to prove all the altitudes are concurrent. Concurrent means they pass through the same point G. We know G is the orthocenter. Now, what I am going to prove is, let me take already two altitudes are passing through G, and it shall prove the already passing through G, and it's set up if I prove the third altitude is also passing through G. So, we should go for the proof. Let A vector, B vector, C vector be the position vectors of the vertices A, B, C respectively in triangle ABC. That is OA vector equal to A vector, OB vector equal to B vector, OC vector equal to C vector. So, to have the convenience, let me take this point as O. Now, proof. So, we shall have already AD and B are passing through O. Altitudes AD and B pass through O. So it's enough to prove CF also passes through O. This is what I have to do. So proof is altitudes. So it's not the proofs. Let me tell altitudes AD and B pass through O. So it's enough to prove only CF only passes through O. So CF also passes through O. We should try to prove. Now AD is perpendicular to BC. Since AD is passing through O, so we should have this. AD vector or AD passes through O. Then this implies AD vector is perpendicular to BC vector. So instead of AD, even I can take OA vector. This implies OA vector is perpendicular to BC vector. Therefore, OA vector dot BC vector equal to 0. Two vectors are perpendicular, the dot product is 0. Now, OA can be written as, BC can be written as OC minus OB vector as per the definition of the position vector. Position vector from the second point minus position vector from the first point is the vector. So, it is A vector dot OC vector is C vector minus B vector equal to 0 because we can OA as C, OB as C and OC as C. So when I go for dot product is distributive A dot C minus A dot B equal to 0. We should keep this one as 1. Similarly, we have taken already BE passes through O. Then this implies BE vector is perpendicular to CA vector. Instead of B, on B I have OB vector. So OB vector is perpendicular to CA vector. Therefore, OB vector dot CA vector equal to 0. So two vectors are perpendicular, the dot product is 0. So OB vector dot CA can be written as OA minus OC equal to 0. That is B dot A vector minus C vector equal to 0. Dot product is non-distributive, so B dot A minus B dot C equal to 0. This we should keep it as 2. Now, both 1 and 2 are equal to 0. So 1 and 2 will be equal. So instead of taking 1 and 2 are equal, can I add 1 and 2? Therefore, 1 plus 2 implies 1 is what? A dot C minus A dot B plus B dot A minus B dot C equal to 0. So I can cancel A dot B and B dot A because B dot A is also A dot B. So what we have A dot C minus B dot C equal to 0. If this is 0 means will it be of this form A minus B dot C equal to 0. So we can write this. Now we can see A dot C minus B. Am I getting the previous step? Now A minus B means is it not OA minus OB dot OC equal to 0? Is BA vector dot OC equal to 0? BA vector dot OC means only say BA is perpendicular to OC vector, that is BA is perpendicular to it of OC. I can write CM, that means CM also passes through O, that means AB, AD, CF and BE pass through O. That means altitudes are perpendicular, altitudes are perpendicular. So this is this problem is true using the concept of dot product. Now we should go for problems on dot products in the exercise. So go for exercise. So as I told, I am going to do all the scalar product problems first. So let me select all the scalar product problems first and then we should do. So we should go for exercise 6.1. Note that we are doing all the scalar product problems involved in geometry. So first problem. Prove by vector method that if a line is drawn from the center of a circle to the midpoint of a chord, then the line is perpendicular to the chord. So easily you can understand. If I draw a line from the center of the circle to the midpoint of the chord, then the line and the chord are perpendicular. That is, if I have a circle, I am having a chord. If I draw a line from the center to the chord, suppose if I take O, and if C is the center of AB, and if I draw a line from the center to the midpoint of AB, then AB and OC are perpendicular. That's what we have to do. So let me join OM. Let AB be a chord of a circle with center. Let C be the midpoint of AB. Therefore, since C is the midpoint, I have to prove what you have to prove. OC is perpendicular to AB. Now, OC with C is the midpoint of AB. Then this implies OC vector is OA vector plus OB vector by 2. O is the origin. Now, I have OC now. Similarly, AB vector is, now AB vector is OB vector minus OA vector. Therefore, let me find the dot product between OC and AB. So OC dot AB is OA plus OB by 2 dot OB minus OA, isn't it? Now shall I take this 2 out? Shall I write OA vector plus OB vector as OB plus OA dot OB minus OA is equal to 1 by 2 into, is it not OB square minus OA square? A plus B into A minus B means A square minus B square. I am just taking the magnitude value because this will be 0 since OB equal to OA equal to radius. Therefore, OC dot AB equal to 0. So when an dot product is 0, means the vectors are perpendicular. Then this implies OC is perpendicular to AB. So we proved OC is perpendicular to AB. So a line from the center, if it touches the midpoint of a chord, then that line will be perpendicular to the chord AB. That is the first problem. Now, we shall go for the second problem. Prove by vector method. That the median to the base of an isosceles triangle is perpendicular to the base. So, I am given an isosceles triangle. Let me take an isosceles triangle ABC. Isosceles means sides are equal. So, if I draw AD, where D is the AD is the median, means D is the midpoint, I have to prove AD is perpendicular to BC. Normally, medians won't be perpendicular. Since it is isosceles triangle, the AD median may be perpendicular to BC. That we have to prove. So, proof. Let AD be the median to the isosceles triangle ABC. Then what are the things we have? This implies AB equal to AC and AD vector equal to AB vector plus AC vector by 2. Let me take A is the origin. Since A is the origin. Now, let me find the dot product between AD and BC. What I have to prove? To prove AD is perpendicular to BC. Now, so we shall find the dot product between AD dot BC. AD means we have AB vector plus AC vector by 2. Dot BC means, is it not AC minus AB? Because A is the origin. So, this is 1 by 2 into AC plus AB dot AC minus AB. I am writing AB plus AC as AC plus AB. So, it is half into, is it not A plus B into A minus B? So, AC square minus AB square. This is equal to half into 0 since AC equal to AB as AB triangle is isosceles. Therefore, it is 0. What is 0? AD dot BC equal to 0. This means AD is perpendicular to BC. Therefore, the median is perpendicular to the base if the triangle is isosceles. Understanding? Median won't be perpendicular to the base always, but here it is perpendicular only because the triangle is isosceles. This is the second problem.